Perhaps we could discuss the other people who are here. Who else is on the staff here?
Other than Ambrose, there's just Pumphrey, the gardener. Such a shame to see the house so low on staff. Oh, my lord, you should have seen the place when my mistress was still alive.
Used to be more of you, eh?
Oh, yes, sir. It's really just a skeleton staff now. The master was away so much on his travels. More so since the mistress passed away. He doesn't need a full staff these days, I'm afraid.
What can you tell me about the guests here?
I don't know any of them well. It's the first time we've had guests since the mistress died. God rest her soul. You're the last to arrive, so you'll find them all around the house.
Thank you very much. That'll be all. Do you know why we've all been invited here?
Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. I don't. The master was being most mysterious about it. Something to do with his research, I'd fancy, but it's all beyond me.
That'll be all for now, madam.
Oh, I say, a gong. Shall I gong it?
I'm not entirely convinced that gong is a verb, but very well if you...
Gong.
You don't actually need to say gong, you know.
Oh, well, I suppose, but where's the fun in that?
Strange, the maid said this would call the butler, but he's nowhere to be seen. That'll be all for now, madam. We should make sure to fully interrogate everybody inside the house before venturing outside.
And besides, I wouldn't much fancy my chances in that storm anyway.
Dame Celia's haberdashery bag. Knitting, sewing, wool, threads and such like. Greetings, madam.
What's that, young man? Speak up!
I said greetings, madam.
No, it's no good. No diction. That's the problem with you young people. You need to learn to project, my boy.
We're not going to get very far here, Winklebottom. My diagnosis is the old bird is deaf as a post.
I'm so glad to have you here, Frumple. I've no idea how I would manage without your expert opinion on such matters.
Oh, thank you, old thing.
Thank you for your time, madam.
What's that? Move your head closer. I can't hear you all the way up there.
I say, Winklebottom, do you know who this is? It's Dame Celia Wellington Boot.
I'm sure I have no idea.
But she's famous. Dame Celia was a star of the stage. I had quite the crush on her as a young calf.
I believe these are used to see into the future. Rather a pity they can't see into the past, so we could find out what happened to Gilfrey. I say, Frumple, I can see a mist starting to form in this.
No, old boy, that's just your monocle steaming up because of the heat from the fire.
Oh, then we probably shan't get any answers this way. A nice display of flowers. Lovely, delicious flowers. I suppose a tiny nibble wouldn't hurt.
Careful, old thing, you'll get your head stuck in that vase.
I say, you're right. Yes, my head goes all the way in. I can eat the stalks, too. Greetings.
You are Lord Winklebottom, are you not?
I say, that's amazing. Did you see all that in your crystal ball? Or a message from the spirits, perhaps?
No, I saw an article about you in the newspaper earlier today.
Oh, well, yes, I suppose that would also work.
Anyway, I am very pleased to meet you. I am Madame Lavinia, and I am a spirit medium.
Well, quite. What can you tell me about Gilfrey?
Oh, that poor soul. Such tragedy in this household. First my dear Ethelberta, and now Aristotle. Her daughter must be devastated.
Quite so. Very sad business all round. Very sad.
What's your connection to Gilfrey?
I've known Ethelberta since she was a duckling. I've no idea why darling Aristotle invited me today, though. None at all.
What can you tell us about the lady sat over there?
Oh, I can't get a word out of her. The old bat needs some sort of hearing aid, if you ask me.
These modern hearing aids are a miracle of science. Some are barely larger than a briefcase, you know.
Thank you for your time. If I turn the hands, I can make the clock chime. Thank you for your time. That'll be all. It's surprising how often a good sharp knife comes in handy during an investigation. Oh, there are some matches in this box. I'll take these, or rather this. There only seems to be one match left. Need a steady hoof to do this, as there's only one match left. There we go, the cooker is heating up nicely now. Frumple, you're the food expert. Do you think we should take this with us?
As you wish, but don't expect me to know what to do with it. I'm rather more interested in the end result than the process, you know.
Let's put the pan on the stovetop. Oh my god. Frumple, look at this. This is terrible.
What? What is it?
They're keeping red wine in the refrigerator. This is sacrilege.
Oh, is that all? I thought you found something important.
A block of butter. Might be useful. It's rock solid, however.
I like it when it's solid. Easier to take a bite out of it, you know.
How thrilling. I've always wanted to try my hoof at cooking. Ah, look, Frumple. The heat has melted the butter into an oily liquid. This seems nice and hot now, but I'm not really sure what one does with one.
I say, Winklebottom, that fellow must have been going like a bomb when you ran into that wall, what? Ha!
I think I've heard that one before, and it's not in very good taste.
I suppose when you think about it, it is quite an odd tradition. A little morbid, in fact. Look, the poor fellow even has some of his clothing still on him.
This chap is beyond even your skills, I fear. Let's leave him be. Can't get this off by hoof. I think it's been glued on by the taxidermist. Sorry about this, sir, but I'm afraid we have need of your tie.
My lord, whatever are you doing? Stop that this instant!
Oh, frightfully sorry, madam.
Can't do this while the old goat is hanging around, what? We may need to convince her to leave.
Perhaps you should get some rest, dear lady.
Oh no, sir. My place is here. What if another guest turned up? I shouldn't forgive myself if someone was left outside in that weather. Oh.
We should make sure to fully interrogate everybody inside.
And besides, I wouldn't much fancy my chances in that storm anyway.
It would be prudent to alert someone on the mainland to the death. Hello? Operator? Ah yes, hello. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to connect me to Scotland Yard. Inspector Culver's office, if you please. Yes, thank you. What the devil? The lights have gone out.
What on earth was all that about?
I'm not sure. I say, the telephone line has gone dead. And look at this.
Crikey, that's a bit of a mess. What could have done this?
Well, one thing's for sure, we're not going to be able to contact the mainland until we can get this repaired. Just a swift pull and the water flushes away.
Isn't modern science wonderful?
I'll just take this.
You know, I can prescribe medication if you need it. You don't have to go around stealing drugs from dead people.
It's an empty bottle, Frumple. This might prove useful.
Absolutely not. Why, if you take that, people won't be able to wash their hooves after their ablutions. Absolutely filthy. No, I won't allow it.
Different seats for small, medium and large posteriors. Saves accidents with smaller animals falling in the bowl. Most considerate. Part of Gilfrey's pipe network. This one must have allowed him to easily get into the bath.
Looks like great fun. Would be better with a mud pit at the end of it, though.
The guest bedrooms are all down here. I suppose we should investigate.
Don't know why we bother. Even the daftest criminal isn't stupid enough to leave incriminating evidence lying around his own bedroom. Well, that was a bally waste of time. What did I tell you?
I know, old friend, but we had to do it. From what I recall, this door leads to the attic. Sadly, it appears to be locked at the moment.
Why do people insist on locking doors all over the place? Most inconvenient. Nobody ever considers us.
I rather imagine Gilfrey wasn't expecting to die, so probably wasn't anticipating our investigation.
Well, yes, I suppose the whole thing is rather more inconvenient for him.
Greetings, good sir.
Ulysses Spode of Spode, and Flabbernacle. At your service, sir.
What a ludicrous collection of names that is.
Quite so, Frumple. And what part do you play in today's events?
Don't rightly know, sir. Old Gilfrey wanted me to come and observe, he said. Worried there might be a spot of bother about whatever it was he was announcing.
Legal bother, you mean?
As you say. Wouldn't tell me in advance what the whole bally palaver was all about, though. I suppose now we'll never know.
Well, perhaps.
So, since I'm here anyway and the old boy has popped off, might as well sort through his paperwork and make sure everything is in order. Lots to sort out when somebody dies, you know. Especially somebody as rich as him.
We shall speak more later.
Always here if you need me.
I don't really think this diving suit would fit me. A diving suit, used by Gilfrey to remain out of his tube system for long periods. It looks like the helmet can be removed. Looks like our dear friend Inspector Culver has solved another case. It seems this was an international case. He was aided by a foreign chap named Inspector Waffles.
I'd rather go for a waffle right now.
Is there any time you couldn't? A collection of old foreign coins. Gilfrey liked to keep them as a memento of his travels.
I had a patient pay me in foreign currency once. Gave me 1,000 something others as payment. Thought I was rich, but it turned out they were only worth half a crown.
I think I'll leave these be. Not really cricket to go around stealing from a dead chap.
I mean, you've done nothing but walk around picking up things that don't belong to you since we left home this morning, but have to draw the line somewhere, what?
Greetings, dear lady.
Oh, hello.
I am Lord Winklebottom III, and this is my companion, Dr. Frumple.
I'm Vivian. Dr. Vivian Price.
You're a doctor.
Yes. Well, sort of. Not medicine. Geology. And physics. Also biology and linguistics. A few things.
Yes, well, medicine is difficult, especially for a, well, you know.
Frumple.
Oh, don't worry. I'm used to that sort of reaction.
Were you invited here for this great announcement too?
Me? Oh, no, I live here. Well, not here in the house, but on the island. I worked, I suppose, for Admiral Gilfrey.
Strange, the maid didn't mention other stuff.
No, she wouldn't. People tend to forget about me, you see, Mr. Winklebottom. Sometimes I think I might as well just blend into the scenery.
What was the nature of your employment here?
You know of Gilfrey's expeditions. I helped him examine the artefacts he brought back. Cataloguing, mostly. But sometimes there'd be something more interesting.
Anything recently? Could that be what he intended to announce? Some big discovery?
No, nothing. I'm sure I would have known if there was something like that. I am sorry, Mr. Winklebottom.
What do you know of the other people in the house?
Not very much, I'm afraid. I haven't really spoken to anybody. I don't even know the staff all that well. I tried talking to the gardener earlier, but he was in a frightful temper.
You mentioned the gardener was in a bad mood. Do you know why?
Oh, well, he's always kind of grumpy, you know, but he seemed perfectly livid last time I saw him. Thought he was being given the sack, I think. Something about a vegetable patch? You should probably...
Thank you, miss. This must be a baby photograph of Constance.
Look at her little bow.
This appears to be a large collection of books about botany.
Plants and whatnot. How dull. Biology is much more interesting.
We could spend days looking through these books. Maybe if we had something specific to search for. Might come in useful, I suppose. This isn't going to be strong enough to get through the wire. A notepad. Looks like the top page has been torn off.
Oh, you know what this means. Quick, give me a pencil. I'm going to rub over it and reveal what was written on the torn off sheet. This is my favourite.
Here you go then.
It's working, it's working.
Let me see now. 1 dozen eggs, 1 lettuce, a quart of milk. Well done, Frumple. You've uncovered an old shopping list.
How disappointing.
A small blade used for opening letters.
My God, Winklebottom, this might be it. The murder weapon.
Other than there being no blood in the water, this blade barely being sharp enough to break paper, let alone flesh, and the fact the murderer would have to dry it off and place it back in his desk after using it, rather than just taking it with him, yes, I'd say this fits the facts rather well. Nobody
likes you when you act like a blasted clever clogs, you know.
On top of all that, we don't even know that this is a murder yet.
Yes, you've made your point.
Let's take this with us.
You must be flummoxed if you think we're going to be in this blasted place long enough for you to start getting correspondence.
Oh, look, this is a map of the island. This will come in useful, I'm sure. Let's take one of these envelopes. A map of the island. A map of the island. I'm really not sure what the plan is here. A collection of old...
I had a patient pay me in foreign currency once. Gave me 1,000 something.
We shall
always...
Thank you. From what I recall, this door leads to the attic. Sadly, it appears to be locked at the moment.
Why do people insist on locking doors all over the place?
I rather imagine Gilfrey wasn't there.
Well, yes,
Perhaps you should...
Oh, no, sir. My place is here.
We should make sure to fully interrogate everybody.
And besides, I wouldn't much...
Greetings, sir.
Ah, hello, my child. I am most pleased to make your acquaintance at this sad time.
Pleased to meet you. I am Lord Winklebottom III, and this is my colleague, Dr. Reginald Frumple.
Bless you, my children. I am Reverend Archibald Peabody.
Do you know any of the other guests?
I believe I may have seen Madame Lavinia at some interfaith conference or other, but not to speak to. Other than that, I'm afraid not.
Do you know why Gilfrey invited you here today?
Oh, I'm afraid I wouldn't know. I've not heard from him for a few years, until just recently when he wrote to me out of the blue. I know he had something to announce, but I'm afraid I don't know what.
It is most intriguing, to be sure. Well, thank you for your time, Reverend.
Oh, yes, quite so, my boy, quite so.
Greetings.
Ah, Winklebottom, isn't it? I've written reports about your exploits for my newspaper.
Oh, really? And which of our adventures have you covered?
Sorry, old thing. Not sure I recognise you.
Frumple? Dr. Frumple? You said you'd covered our cases.
Oh, that's right. You're the gentleman's gentleman, yes?
We're partners. Equal partners. Blasted hack.
All right, Frumple. Pleased to meet you, sir, but I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage.
Winslet's the name, old thing.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
I say, it's true what they say, then, about you preferring to walk on all fours. Bit old-fashioned these days, what?
I just happen to think it's rather more refined.
Plus he'd bash his bonds on the ceiling if he tried to walk in the modern style.
And how do you know Gilfrey? Do you know why you're invited here today?
In reverse order, not a blasted clue, and I'm engaged to his daughter Constance.
You're a journalist, you say. Could that be the reason you're here?
Might be, old boy. The old fellow wasn't entirely taken with me, truth be told, but if he wanted somebody to get the word out about something, I'd certainly fit the bill.
You didn't get along with Gilfrey, then?
Well, I mean, I've never actually met him, you understand. This is the first time Constance has brought me to the island. But I'm sure he wouldn't approve of me. Crikey, my own family don't, so why would somebody else's?
So you're engaged to young Constance over there?
Oh, Winklebottom, I'm a changed cat since meeting her. I was quite the party animal, but fair to say, she's tamed me.
You didn't get on with the Admiral, though.
It was nothing he said, you understand, but I don't think he approved. Don't have a lot of luck with family. Even my own disinherited me.
I say, that's rather harsh of them.
Too many parties, I suppose. And being a journalist, is not exactly an appropriate job for somebody of my status, you know.
Most unfortunate.
I get to keep the title. I'm a baronet, don't you know? But I'm afraid it's left me rather cash poor.
Thank you for your time. One of those newfangled gramophone players. The music plays through this trumpet.
Modern technology is wonderful. Just look how tiny it is.
This is too big to remove the small screw. Now, let us have a look in here.
Oh, just some papers. How boring.
Not inherently so, but in this case, yes. They don't seem to be of any great interest. Although it does seem odd that they're in such a mess. It's almost as if somebody had been rummaging through them in a hurry.
Best way, in my opinion, gets it out of the way. I much prefer reading things with nice pictures in them. Medical books have some excellent drawings.
One would hope that you at least glance at the words, mind you. A collection of books, nothing of any great interest right now. A relic of the Great Frog Wars. Gilfrey was most fond of ancient history.
I say, that axe he's carrying would do you a real mischief if he got on the wrong end of it.
A long metal axe. This seems very sturdy. Even the handle is metal.
I say, Winklebottom, I bet Gilfrey liked this axe a lot. Or... because he's an axolotl.
Yes. I understand. Sorry, my friend, I'm rather afraid I've more of a need for this than you do.
There's just nothing you won't half-inch given the chance, is there?
I say, this is some most appetizing looking foliage. My word, this plant really does look frightfully tasty. Oh dear, how awfully embarrassing. I do hope that wasn't an important clue. Let's take these with us.
Indeed, it would be sheer folly to leave them. I say, sheer folly, because they're...
Yes, I understood. Actually, I believe they're secateurs. I don't really want to lug around an entire hosepipe if I don't have a reason to. Greetings, you must be Miss Gilfrey. Our most sincere condolences on your sad loss.
If it isn't Lord Winklebottom. Father talked about you often, and you must be Mr. Frumple?
Doctor, actually. Sorry for your loss, miss.
First mother and now this. I think we must have done something unspeakable in a past life to suffer so much pain in this one. Don't you agree, Lord Winklebottom?
There has been some terrible tragedy here, I agree, but I fear there may be some more earthly causes for the most recent one, at least.
You think there's villainy at work here?
We don't know yet, however, his death was quite a shock, as far as I know, he was fit as a fiddle before he died. In any case, Dr. Frumple will be able to tell us more.
I think, if you don't mind, I'd just like to be left alone for a while.
Goodbye for now, Miss Gilfrey. A cactus, covered in dozens of needles.
I'm keeping well away, got a dreadful phobia of needles, don't you know?
Doesn't that rather interfere with your work as a doctor?
Not at all, I just close my eyes when I use them, that's all. It's very common fear, you know. Most of my patients scream when they see me with one.
I have no idea what this sap is, and I'm certainly not going to touch it if I don't know it's safe. Maybe if we could find out more about it. Goodbye for now, Miss Gilfrey. Used for cutting tough vines and roots. An antique metal axe, it's very sturdy. I have reservations about doing this. No, I don't think this is right. Perhaps you should get some rest, dear lady.
Oh no, sir. My place is here. What if another guest turned up? I shouldn't forgive myself if someone was left outside in that weather. Oh.
I'm not sure they're designed for metal, but these shears are just about managing to get through the coat hanger.
Looks like they're jiggered now, though. Best check them away.
Not the most professional repair, but I think this should allow us to use the telephone. Let's give this a try then. Ah yes, I have a connection. Operator, get me Scotland Yard.
Has it got through?
She's just connecting me now. Ah, greetings. This is Lord Winklebottom. I wish to report a suspicious death on the Isle of Bargast. I say hello? Hello?
What's wrong?
The line's dead. Must have gone down somewhere outside the house. Blast it, I don't think my message got through. It's down to us, Frumple. We must investigate this death ourselves. Hello, my good man.
Do you mind? I have work to do. This storm is going to ruin my plants.
Perhaps you've not yet heard, but I'm afraid your master...
Oh, I've heard. And where does that leave me? That's what I want to know. Bloody inconsiderate of him it is.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Farewell then, my good fella.
Oh yes, you just go indoors. That's fine. Don't worry about me. Bloody love a storm, I do.
I say, Frumple, look, there's an imprint here. Somebody must have dropped something in the wet mud. On the shape, I deduce...
It's very obviously a key. There's no need to act so badly clever about it, you know?
As you say, a key. It's no good, we won't get anywhere in this weather. We'll have to wait until the storm clears up. I say, Frumple, what on earth was that?
Some kind of commotion coming from the drawing room, I think.
Quickly, we must investigate. Quick, Frumple, to the orangery. Miss Gilfrey is in grave danger. Miss Gilfrey, what is it? Whatever is the matter?
Oh, Lord Winklebottom, it was terrible. A simply frightful thing.
I say, steady on. What are you talking about?
Out there, Dr. Frumple, out in the dark, it was a creature, a thing. I've never seen such a ghastly sight.
Are you sure, Miss Gilfrey? Could it perhaps have been Mr. Walters returning to his boat?
It wasn't a person, Lord Winklebottom. It wasn't an animal at all. It was wet and hairless and... Oh, God, that face! I shall never forget it.
What now? Please, try to be calm, Miss Gilfrey. We must investigate.
Oh, sirs, thank goodness you're here. He just burst in, soaking wet, ranting and raving about a monster.
Ah! A foul, fearsome beast! Away! Away with you!
Poor fellow looks in a bad way. Frumple?
Chap seems delusional. We should get him into bed for some rest.
Came at me out the trees! A malign monster! Ah! 'Tis after me! 'Tis after me!
Looks like he needs a good rest.
He can use one of the beds in the servants' quarters. I'm sure Ambrose won't object.
Right then, Frumple, let's help get him into bed.
As long as I don't have to get too close, he smells like a blessed brewery.
Come on then, old chap. Right, we got the fellow settled. Should be right as rain soon.
As long as the bar guest doesn't come for him.
I say what?
Oh, never mind me, sir. Just a silly fancy.
Did you say Barguest? Like the name of this island?
It's daft, really, I suppose, but the Barguest is a ferocious monster said to roam the island at night. He's part dog, part monster. They say that anybody who sees it will surely die soon after.
Sounds like a pretty disagreeable chap, what? As a poppycock, mind you.
Well, one last thing, sirs, if it pleases you. In all the commotion, Madame Lavinia has misplaced her crystal ball. Says it's been stolen. Would you believe it?
Dashed careless of her.
I've promised to keep an eye out for anything suspicious out here, but maybe you could go and talk to her.
Very well, we shall see what the problem is. I say, what's happened to your crystal ball?
Oh, it's that criminal sat in her chair over there. She's acting like she's oblivious, but look at her bill. She's clearly stolen it.
Well, that's really not on.
I even tried mentioning the Scottish play to shock it out of her, but she's deaf as a post.
The Scottish play?
The Shakespeare play. Macbeth. Actors are terrified of it. Think Shakespeare will come and eat them if it's even mentioned, or something like that.
Thank you for your time. Macbeth.
The cheek! I do not have bad breath.
Well, that worked about as well as could be expected.
Madam, perhaps you could return the good lady's crystal ball.
What's that? Music hall? Ah, you must be a fan. Sorry, darling, I don't do requests.
Daft old bird.
Thank you for your time, madam.
What's that? Move your head closer. I can't hear you all the way up there.
Dame Seeley's haberdashery bag. knitting, sewing, wool, threads and such like. If I turn the hands, I can make the clock chime. That'll be all. Oh well then, my good...
Oh yes, you just go indoors.
From what I recall, this door leads to the attic. Sadly, it appears to be locked at the moment.
Why do people insist on locking doors all over the place? Most inconvenient. Nobody ever considers us.
I rather imagine Gilfrey wasn't expecting to die.
Well, yes, I suppose.
We could spend days looking through these. We shall speak more.
Always here.
Thank you, miss. A collection of gramophones.
Oh look, they have Sands of the Sea featuring periwinkle flan.
I think I'll stick to the classics. I'm really not. Various works of fiction. These are most likely Ethelberta's. Aristotle preferred his scientific tomes instead.
Ugh, Shakespeare. The masters made us read it at school, toted old rot. Don't mind the one with the two lovers from rival families of mongooses and capybaras, though.
I say, Frumple, there's a copy of the play Madame Lavinia mentioned here. Macbeth. Thank you for your time.
What's that?
Ugh. We could spend days looking through these. This must be a baby. Thank you, miss. We shall speak more.
Always.
No point trying again, this line is down. You know, this might just come in useful.
Just as long as you don't force me to read it.
A copy of Macbeth by Shakespeare. I can't remove this trumpet, it's held in place with a small screw. This is too big to... This is too big to remove... Mr. Walters?
Yeah!
Is he?
Ah!
I think he might...
Fella's gone.
I should never...
Seems like he's delusional. Ugh, this bed is absolutely filthy.
Looks like some kind of slime or mucus. I'd say this bed is used by a mollusk of some sort. Filthy buggers.
This looks like a child's doll. It seems to be a cuddly axolotl.
Bit of an odd thing to keep around.
Oh well, then...
Oh, yes, you just...
I say, madam, I have a play here that might interest you.
The Scottish play! Oh, get away from me! Away!
Thank you so much for getting my crystal ball back. I will let Beryl know that she needn't stand guard any longer.
Don't mention it, madam. Thank you for your time. Oh well then, my good fella.
Oh, yes, you just go indoors.
Perhaps you should guess...
I am feeling quite tired after all the commotion. I suppose there won't be any more guests now, and the madam's missing item has been found, so I should get a bit of rest.
This seems Sorry about this, sir, but I'm afraid we have need of your tie. I suppose this fabric will soak up the grease. Ah yes, we now have a greasy tie. How splendid.
You do the strangest things, Winklebottom.
Right then, I'll wipe this liquid butter around the valve using the tie we cut off a dead moose's mounted head.
There is literally no simpler way we could have done this.
I think I might dispose of this now, it's absolutely disgusting. Let's give this a turn and see if we can't drain the system to get Gilfrey out of there.
Wait, we can't do this while the water pumps are turned on. We'd probably flood the house. Or, at the very least, I might get water in my tea.
We shall speak
Always.
From what I recall, this door leads to the attic.
Why do people insist on locking...
I rather imagine Gilfrey was...
Well, yes, I suppose...
This door appears to be locked.
Yes, quite so.
Just open this hatch.
Ugh, blasted thing won't stay open.
This might do the job if I hold the door open with one hoof and try to jam the letter opener in with the other. Yes, I think that's going to keep the door open. Right, with this door held open, I can just about get my head in here. Let's have a look inside, shall we? Well, that was a tight squeeze. I can't really do much down here, but I can have a look around at least. This switch seems to be connected to the pump system that drives water through Guilfrey's in-house pipe network. Alas, I cannot reach the switch from this undignified position. We'll need to get into the room. This is a bottle of lye, an alkali used for cleaning. This system must feed water into the rest of the house, the taps, Guilfrey's pipe network, the orangery and so on. Looks like there are some bags over yonder, but I can't tell what's inside them. I'm really not sure what the plan is here. A map of the island. A map of the island. A bowl of fruit. You know what they say, Frumple, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Well, doesn't seem to have worked, does it?
Very well then, my good fella.
Oh yes, you just go indoors, that's fine. Don't worry about me, bloody love a storm I do.
No, I don't think this is right. It's no good, we won't get anywhere in this weather. We'll have to wait until the storm clears up. I'm really not sure what the plan... This seems unlikely. No, I don't think this is... I'm really not sure what the plan is here. This seems unlikely. No, I don't think this is right. Any ideas, old thing?
We need to flush out the system. Need to turn that wheel up in the old boy's study.
No point trying again, this line is down somewhere. We must investigate this incident ourselves. Well, thank you for your time.
Oh,
Thank you for your time. Goodbye for now. This seems unlikely. I have I don't really want to lug around an entire hose pipe if I don't have a... no. This seems unlikely to be... I once knew a chap who was killed after getting trapped in one of those. Sir Bumbles II. Very nasty way to go. I have no idea what... This pitcher plant is full of a nasty looking liquid. Some kind of sap, I presume.
What did you call me?
Even with this bottle, I really don't want to carry this stuff around without knowing more about it. Goodbye for now. A collection of books, nothing of any great interest. Various works of fiction. These are most likely
Ugh, Shakespeare. The masters made us read it at school, toted old rot. Don't mind the one with the two lovers from rival families of mongooses and capybaras, though. I say, Winklebottom, I wonder if these chaps know what happened to Gilfrey.
You could ask, but I doubt they'd hear, and I don't suppose they saw anything anyway, and if they did, they wouldn't say. I can't remove this trumpet, it's held in place with a... Now, let us have a look in here.
Oh, just some
Not inherently so.
best way in my...
One would hope that you... A collection of...
Oh look, they have sands of the...
You know, Thrumple, I'm not sure we have all the information we need to crack this puzzle. Thank you for your time. I say, look at this, old boy, it's Gilfrey.
Not for me, he couldn't abide school.
Dame sealed his haberdashery bag. Thank you for... Just some odds and ends. Just some crockery. Nothing of interest in here. Nothing else of use in here. Right, with this door held open, I can just about get my head in here. Let's have a look inside, shall we? Any ideas, old thing?
I'm curious about that strange plant we found in the orangery. Wonder if we can learn anything else about it somehow.
Thank you for your time.
What's that?
Ugh. Thank you for your time. A collection of books, nothing of any great... Oh, just look at him, Frumple. Died in his house tube network. It simply doesn't make any sense. He was such a hardy fellow.
If we can get him out, I'll determine what killed him. Never you fear.
Nothing to be done for the poor fellow until we can drain the water, I fear.
We shall have to get him out of there if I'm to do an autopsy. Can't very well determine the cause of death just by gawping him through the glass, you know.
Goodbye for now, miss. This picture plant is full of nasty-looking lip...
What did you call me?
I'm really not sure what the... I say, madam, are you feeling more rested now?
I'm feeling somewhat better now, my lord. I'll return to my duties shortly.
This looks like a child.
Bit of an odd thing to keep around.
Mr. Walters?
Yeah!
Is he drunk again?
Ah!
I think he might...
Fella's gone
I should never...
Seems like he's deluded. Ugh, this bed.
Looks like some kind of slime or mucus.
Oh well then, my good fellow.
Oh, yes, you...
It's no good, we won't get anywhere in this weather. This painting is called Adventure Awaits, apparently.
Personally, I could do with a bit less adventure in my life.
Another fine piece of artwork from Gilfrey's collection. Another fine piece of artwork from Gilfrey's collection. This is a portrait of Gilfrey's late wife, Ethelberta. She died tragically young a few years ago.
How did she die, anyway?
It was a terrible incident involving an airship.
I say, crashed with her on board?
No, she flew too close to the propellers and, well, you can imagine the rest.
Oh, grisly way to go.
Ah, a portrait of the great fellow himself.
Distinguished looking chap, eh, Winklebottom?
A painting of Gilfrey's only daughter, Constance. Sorry about the tie, old thing. Any ideas, old thing?
I'm curious about that strange plant we found in the orangery. Wonder if we can learn anything else about it somehow.
No point trying again, this line is down. Greetings, you must be Miss...
If it isn't Lord Wink,
Doctor.
first mother and now this.
There has been some terrible tragedy here.
You think this villain?
We don't know.
I think...
Goodbye for now. A collection of books, nothing of any... Various works of fiction. These are...
Oh, Shakespeare.
Well, thank you for your time, Reverend.
Oh,
Thank you for your time. Oh, just look at it.
If we can get him out...
A bust of the great...
Not just a great composer, but an
A bust of the great sea...
Good grief.
What is it with you and
God.
This chap is Lord Malcolm Schmidt. I've met him in the house a number of times. A great speaker, although I'm not sure all of it makes a good deal of sense.
Looks most distinguished.
Generally, yes, though not so much when food is around. He can get quite raucous at times. Ah, look at him here, the pride of the Admiralty. They say he had the sea running through his veins. Ah, look at this, it's Gilfrey and Ethelbert on their wedding day. A splendid time was had by all, I can assure you, Frumple. Such a tragedy Ethelbert had passed away so young.
Yes, terrible business. Just terrible.
This is too big to remove the... Somehow, I think he looks sad that he...
You soppy great idiot.
I have reservations. Goodbye for now. I have reservations. I really... I'm really not going... Part of Gilfrey's...
Looks like great fun. Would be better with a mud pit at the end.
I don't wish to go right now, and certainly not with Frumple standing here. A painting of one Max the Tux Sheldon. I say, didn't this fellow help us out on a case once?
Indeed so. Quite a respectable chap now, but had a bit of a murky past, I recall.
Yes, gave us some information about a particularly loathsome fellow who'd been running a smuggling ring. A portrait of Vitus Varnus.
Maybe somebody Gilfrey knew from his military days. Looks like a pretty tough, brave sort to me, at any rate.
Seems like a most agreeable fellow. I say, Frumple, this is a portrait of King Alec, a most popular monarch in his day.
Oh, indeed so. A very good old boy, as I understand it.
Quite so, Frumple. A good boy indeed. From what I recall, this door leads to the attic. Sadly, it appears to be locked at the moment.
Why do people insist on locking doors all over the place? Most inconvenient. Nobody ever considers us.
I rather imagine Gilfrey wasn't expecting to die.
Well, yes.
I have reservations. I'd really rather... I have no. I'm really not sure what the plan is. I wonder if I can find any information about that plant we saw in the orangery. Ah, yes, here we are.
What does it say?
Apparently, that sticky fluid in the plant is a kind of resin. Mix it with a strong alkali and apply a heat source and it'll set hard as rock.
Maybe we could use that for something if we can get hold of a heat source.
Thank you, miss. I'm really not I'd really rather not. Looks like our dear friend Inspector Culver has solved...
I'd rather go.
Is there... From what I recall, this door...
Why do people...
I rather imagine...
Well, yes.
Right then, I'll collect a quantity of sap in the empty bottle. Let's pour this sap into the imprint of the key. Yes, that's filled it nicely. A key-shaped hole filled with sap from a plant.
We do live a strange life, Winklebottom.
This seems A key-shaped hole.
We do live a strange life.
I wonder if you could help procure me some kind of portable heat source.
Procure a heat source? Look, mush, if you want to borrow a lamp, just bloody well say so, why don't you?
Well, it's not too much trouble.
Oh no, that's just fine and dandy. I tell you what, you wait here in the shelter while I go off in the middle of a bloody storm to find you a lamp. Wouldn't want you to go to any bother, like.
Most gracious of you, I'm sure.
Well, here you are then. Do be careful not to burn your bloody hooves on it, won't you? I'm off inside, now that I've battened down the hatches out here. Don't feel you have to follow me, like.
Never did like invertebrates.
A lamp with paraffin in it. I need to mix in some alkali before heating this. It's no good, we won't get anywhere.
Well, what is it?
I wonder, was there some trouble between you and Gilfrey? If you don't mind me saying so, you seem a touch put out.
Put out? Put out? I'm bloody livid, mush. The old git was planning to tell me to sling my hook. I heard him saying as much.
He was going to fire you.
Too bloody right he was. I heard him talking about me to someone over the phone.
And you're sure it was about you?
Of course it was. Gone too far this time, he said. Get it out of hand, he said. Just because I like to sample the vegetable garden from time to time.
Sample?
All right, I ate the old bloody lot. I mean, I can't help it, can I? It's in my bloody nature, isn't it?
Well, plants are frightfully tasty, old thing.
Exactly. You know where I'm coming from. And be honest, if it's a choice between some lovely homegrown lettuce and that slop Beryl cooks up, well, I mean, you just would, wouldn't you?
I say, old thing, there really are some delightful plants in here.
Oh, delightful, are they? That's rich, isn't it? Delightful, he calls them. after he's been helping himself to some of my award-winning shrubbery.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
Oh, don't you indeed? Well, who else is going to reach up the top of that plant over there and have himself a munch on it? Oh, I know. It must have been the bloody sea lion, mustn't it? Yes, that'll be it. Famously long neck of sea lions.
It was just a few leaves. Barely any, really. Well, thank you for your time.
Go on then. Push off. See if I care.
Goodbye for now. I really am awfully embarrassed about this, you know. Any ideas, old thing?
Look, we know we can use that sap as a resin. That has to be helpful somehow.
I'm really not sure what the plan. I'd really rather not. This seems unlikely to be effective. I'd really rather not. Any ideas, old thing?
Look, we know we can use that sap as a resin. That has to be helpful somehow.
I need to mix in some alkali before heating this. A bowl of fruit. You know what they say?
Well, doesn't seem...
No. Right, with this door held up. This is a bottle of lye, an alkali used for cleaning. This is a dangerous substance. I don't especially want to pick it up with my mouth, but I suppose I don't really have a choice. Let's put this alkali into the sap then.
Yeah, let me do it. This needs the steady hoof of a surgeon. Oh dear, well, it all went in at any rate.
There's a mixture of sap and alkali in this hole now. If the book we read is to be believed, it just needs heat.
Shame it's so bloody freezing out here, really.
This will work, I think, but I'll need to light it first. I'll just touch the wick to the flame, and here we are, the lantern is illuminated. Let me try and apply heat from this lamp to the resin mixture, and let's see what happens.
Can't see anything happening. How boring.
Give it time, Frumple.
Can we go now? I'm so bored waiting for this.
You know, Frumple, I rather think we can. Look, the resin is set solid, just like the book said.
Oh yes, no, never doubted it for a moment. Looks like we now have a copy of the key that was dropped here.
Now to find what is the key to. Blast it, this key won't fit the lock. A curious box. Oddly, it seems to be fixed in place. It appears, however, that parts of the map itself might actually move slightly. You know, Thrumple, I'm not sure we have all the information. Maybe this key we made will fit the lock on the cellar door.
By Jove, it works. Well done, Winklebottom.
Oh, unfortunately it snapped off in the lock. I suppose the resin wasn't really strong enough. Still got the door open anyway. I suppose they must keep a few cooking supplies down here too.
Foolish if you ask me. It'll get all damp in this place.
This system must feed water into the rest of the house, the taps, Guilfrey's pipe network, the orangery and so on. Let's give this a turn and see if we can't drain the system to get Guilfrey out of there. The lubrication has helped, but I still can't turn it. If only I had some leverage. Lubricating the valve wasn't enough, but maybe this will help us get some leverage on it. Since there's no way to contact the mainland, we should flush out the body and perform an autopsy ourselves.
Are you sure you know what you're doing? The Guilfrey estate will not be held liable for any damage or injury caused by incorrect operation of that device.
Oh, hang it all, what's the worst that can happen?
Oh, bloody hell! Ah!
Well, that was a most eventful night.
Quite so, old boy.
Hopefully our call got through to the police on the mainland, though I don't hold out much hope in that regard.
Our first priority should be the autopsy. I'll need to go and have a look at the body.
Good lord, what was that? It sounded like it came from the drawing room. We must investigate.